Hey, sorry I'm extremely late. Did you say Netflix or Disney? Hey, Nikki. So, we got some talking to do. I just had parent-teacher conferences. And my daughter's lucky that today I didn't go into that school and start throwing a fit like I wanted to, because now that I found out what's really going on, I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry at the teacher or the school anymore. I'm angry at my daughter for purposely making it sound worse than it is. What do you want to watch? So just let me put this TV on real quick.
Blippi.
Huh?
Blippi.
Blippi?
Yes.
Blippi's not on here. You want to watch Morphle? Mighty Express? Angry Birds? This one? What do you want to watch?
But.
Huh?
But.
What do you want to watch?
Ruby what?
You want to watch this?
No.
Then what do you want to watch? What do you want to watch?
Ruby what?
I don't know what that is. Peabody and Sherman?
Peabody, what's that?
Storybots?
No, Storybots.
This one? Shark Dog? PJ Masks? Number Blocks? Yes or no? Hi. I love you. Give me a kiss. Hi. I'm gonna go in my daughter's room. So, last night I was all hell bent because of this whole paying money to go to the bathroom situation. Which I had every right to be. About them making my daughter pay money she earned to use the bathroom. Right? Which is how my daughter explained it to me. Hey, Janice. Except for, that's not what's happening. So, they do a classroom economy to teach our kids about budgeting, which I think is a good thing. The part that Katie left out is that the teachers, this is happening all across second grade, every teacher gives every kid in their class $20 a week, just gives it to them for nothing, not doing anything special, they just get, so that they can essentially use it as a hall pass to go to the bathroom. And guess what? Guess what happens if that $20 runs out? They still get to go to the bathroom without using the money that they earned. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. And so I found out why Katie wanted to switch teachers because after having that conversation with her teacher and the teacher literally having nothing but wonderful things to say about Katie, I was confused about why Katie wanted to switch classes. Come to find out, Katie wanted to switch classes because she didn't want to have to give the money that she was getting for free that is supposed to be used for the bathroom. She didn't want to spend that on going to the bathroom. Okay, so Janice, I'll give you a brief rundown. Yesterday I found out, so the teachers give the kids bucks, fake money, when they do their homework, go above and beyond, do and earn it, right? Well, my daughter told me yesterday and that they had to pay $5 to go to the bathroom. Yes, Lori, I agree that they still shouldn't be paying to go to the bathroom. But the way the teacher explained it to me was, that she doesn't even put this $20 in their hand. So it's not like actually a transaction. It's basically like, here's $20 free. If you don't use it at the end of the week, then you get what's left. But if they have to go to the bathroom, they basically carry it. They don't carry it to the bathroom because that would be weird. They set it on their desk while they go to the bathroom, and then they give it to the teacher when they get back. So it's basically a hall pass or whatever. So that, I'm not saying I'm not angry about the situation. Like, it doesn't still bother me a little. But I'm less angry knowing that it wasn't a reward given to my kid that is then being taken away for using the bathroom. Does that make sense? Like, it's keeping me from being ready to, like, I got up this morning, and if my husband would have been home, he would have been here with the boys, and I would have been at that school raising hell. Instead of maybe just calling the school and asking to have the teacher call me so maybe we could come to a different understanding and a different way to go about this. Because, I mean, I was ready to blast it on Facebook. I did blast it on Facebook, actually. So you remember the money situation with Katie and using the bathroom? Well, I had parent-teacher conferences tonight, and I brought it up with the teacher. And it turns out it's happening all across second grade, which I already knew that before I had parent-teacher conferences because I put it on Facebook. Well, I didn't. Anyways, back to the point. At parent-teacher conference, the teacher explained to me that every teacher gives every kid in the class extra bucks on Monday. 20 extra bucks on Monday, specifically for the purpose of having to go on an extra bathroom break. And my daughter also told me they only get 3 bathroom breaks a day. That is not true. They get 5 bathroom breaks a day. Plus, if they're in the hall going to activity, if they need to go to the restroom, they can go to the restroom. So really, they haven't, and at recess, if they need to go to the bathroom, they can go to the bathroom. So really, they have ample time to go to the bathroom. Like an ample amount of times during the day. I understand they can't always fall in line with those times. But am I still uneasy about them giving my kids money to then have to give back to them to go to the bathroom for that sole purpose? Yes, that's still, I think we need to come up with a better situation for that. But I am less angry knowing that they are given money for that specific purpose than I was thinking my daughter did her homework and earned this money and now you're making her give it back for having to go to the bathroom. Does that make sense? I also found out why my daughter is doing so horrible on her assignments and her tests. It's because when they finish their assignments, if the rest of the class is still working, they get to get on the Chromebooks. Come to find out, Katie is rushing through her work so she can get on the Chromebook. So I have put a stop to that. She is no longer allowed on the Chromebooks except for Friday. Yes, the teachers are Aaron, I'll sum it up real quick for you because I know you can't stay. The teachers specifically give them extra money to use as hall passes at the beginning of the week for the week. So they get $20, and they don't just get 3 bathroom breaks. They actually get 5 during class, plus they have 2 recesses, lunch, and on the way to and from activity to use the bathroom. So I'm not as angry anymore. I'm a little uneasy about the situation now, and not as much angry at the situation, yes. So she is no longer allowed to use her Chromebook in class unless it is on Friday and all her work has been done and done correctly. That is a decision made by me, not her teacher, because that just isn't going to fly. Or read a book. Yeah, you either took a nap or read a book. So, and then Katie tried to tell me that she got not a bad grade, but she didn't get 100% on her spelling test like she usually does. And she tried to tell me that the teacher doesn't give her enough time to write her words. The teacher informed me that she waits for everybody to give a thumbs up before she moves on to the next word. And at first, Katie said she doesn't wait for everybody. And then she says, well, yeah, she does wait for everybody to give a thumbs up. And I said, well, then you can't say that you don't have enough time. You don't have to be the first person to write the word. I don't know. I left that parent-teacher conference feeling, well, come to find out, Kat, yes, she was lying. She was lying because she wanted to switch classes because she didn't want to have to pay to go to the bathroom, and she didn't know that every class is doing the same thing that her class is doing. So when I informed her that all the other second grade classes were doing the same thing, that's when the truth started coming out. That's when she started saying, well, yeah, she does specifically give us money at the beginning of the week to go to the bathroom. Well, yeah. So here's an instance the teacher gave me. Yes, so, Aaron, I know it's still not, like, the best way to go about it. They could give them hall passes or something different, but it does make me less angry. What was I talking about? So, the example the teacher gave me is, so they have morning work, which is journaling, right? And they have to... Oh, and then about Aaron, the makeup work. I'll tell you about that real quick. So, the reason they don't bring makeup work home is because they're afraid parents are just going to do it for their kids, which I totally don't agree with. But also, to finish that work. It's like my daughter made it seem either. Was for morning work, they do journaling. They have to... they've got a prompt and they have to respond to the prompt, whatever that may be. Yeah. And then they have to illustrate the prompt. And then they have to illustrate what they wrote. Well, Katie just wrote her thing, and then went to put her journal up and check that she did it, and the teacher checked it, and Katie didn't do an illustration. So the teacher asked her, "Where's your illustration?" And she said, "Oh, I don't want to do it today. I want to get on my Chromebook." And the teacher said, "No, that's not how this works. You got to do your illustration." So then Katie went back to her desk and just drew a stick figure real quick and some other scribbles, and then tried to take it back. And the teacher said, "Where's the color?" And Katie said, "I'm not going to color it today." And the teacher said, "No, you are." And so then Katie finally went back to her desk and erased her stick figures and actually did what she was supposed to do. And I asked Katie about this incident, and she told me, yes, that did happen. So that's how I know that the teacher isn't lying about Katie rushing through her work to get on the Chromebooks. I asked Katie about if the teacher gives them money, and she says yes. She gives us $20 at the beginning of the week to use to go to the bathroom. And I asked her, "Why didn't you tell me that when you told me you had to pay to go to the bathroom? That would make me less angry." And then there was something else. Oh, the spelling test. Having to rush through the spelling test. I asked her why she lied about that. And she told me the truth. So, I do know Katie was lying. Or at least not telling the full truth. I'm not going to say lying. I'm going to say she wasn't telling the full truth. And now, Katie did say that the teacher does, if like the kids aren't listening or people are talking over her, she does raise her voice, and that does make Katie feel uneasy. But I'm trying to think, have I ever had a teacher that didn't raise their voice when we got a little out of hand? No. So, is it going to make her feel any more comfortable? No, they actually have a computer lab. They go once a week. Lori, they have Chromebooks in their class, and then they also go to the computer lab. Yeah. And my thing is moving her class to another teacher who probably does raise their voice slightly when the kids get extra loud or rowdy or aren't listening, gonna be beneficial to her. And so now as a parent, that's a choice I've got to make. And at this point, I don't know, I hate saying, I don't know if changing her class is the best decision for her. Is the best decision to make for her. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Katie can't go through life thinking that everybody outside of these four walls is going to be perfectly pleasant and never raise their voice to her. Because that's not reality. She does have all A's. She is at a reading level 4. She's at a math level 3, which is not the great. It's like average for her age. On her benchmark, she is above average for reading, not for math. She's right at average for math. I don't know. The thing is, if I change her class now, our school policy is it can only be changed one time every year. So if I change her class now, she's stuck there. So I'm curious as to those of you who are parents. Would you switch her class? Or would you just say just because the teacher raises her voice a little doesn't warrant switching class? Because after talking to the teacher, I feel like she's a good teacher. Kat, come on, what would you do if you had kids? So it seems like the consensus is leave her in the class. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The counselor is going to talk to her on Monday. Just to see if maybe there's something going on that she doesn't want to talk to us about. And listen, I've been a kid before. I know firsthand kids can get loud and you have to raise your voice, not just to be angry, but just so they can hear you. Good night, love. Parenting is so hard. And it's like, how do you know if you're making the right or wrong decision? Yo, Kat, I want your opinion. What would you do as a parent? It's like, especially when it comes to their education, it's like you want them to feel comfortable and enjoy their learning environment, but you also want them to know that they can't always be comfortable. Hey, love, I'll text you about what's going on in this live tonight. You can read it in the morning. Because I just had parent-teacher conference, got a whole bunch of clarification, a lot has changed, it's done a 180 almost, I wouldn't say 180, it's done like a 160. Well, here's the thing, Kat. The teacher does not know that I have spoken to the principal. And if she did, she wouldn't have had only good things to say about her. Why? What happened, Janice? Okay, what was I saying? The teacher loves her. And now that I've spoken with the teacher about all these issues, I don't think that the teacher is going to take it out on her. I really don't. I think we cleared up a lot, and now we have more understanding. And I was also worried about the communication with the teacher. Turns out, the teacher's email that I had been emailing, somehow the school had deleted it, and it's taken them a while to get her, and she had a new one, but they didn't update it on the school website, And so the teacher called me on her cell phone for parent-teacher conferences. What happened, Janice? Let me know. She called me off her cell phone. She told me to save her cell phone number. And it was to just text her anytime I need anything because email's just so sorry. Just so hard. Yeah. If you don't mind sharing, Janice. Well, I'm in her room because they don't have school tomorrow. So she's at her Mimi's. And I'm not gonna lie, I did call her at her Mimi's after parent-teacher conference, and I didn't yell and scream, but I let her know I was not happy. She had me ready to bring a mob into that school, and that is not okay. She had me ready to get this teacher fired, and that is not okay. Did you kick him out? Did you hit him with a cast iron skillet? Did you, I don't know, find some never-ending hole to throw him in? Did you beat him with the Bible? Let ye who is without sin cast the first stone. Oh, fuck, guys. Did you even threaten him with divorce, Janice? Yeah, what happened with your daughter? Is she okay? We got pizza for dinner. Well, let me phrase that. Janice? You're talking to, some of us here, not all of us, but some of us have had some pretty shitty relationships in the past. And in those pretty shitty relationships, some pretty off-the-wall horrible shit has been said, so I'm sure I would believe you. Katie's bed is a lot more comfortable than mine. Maybe I'll sleep in here tonight. Janice, you could probably tell me. Hey, Marlene, how are you? You guys, I did my first big girl budget today. I didn't film it, though, because I'm still trying to figure out what we're going on. Could you and your daughter not find an apartment or something and split and make it work? Just you and your daughter? I guess I could show you guys on here the big girl budget I did today. I'm not. Crystal sent me one. But I don't think I'm gonna like it for budgeting purposes. So, what I mean by big girl budget is I did make me a weekly budget page. And I realized after I printed it off that when I was doing something on there, I moved a line. But I wasn't going to waste the paper, so I used it anyways. So I'll show you. Keep in mind I didn't pay anything to extra debt this week, and I won't for the rest of this month, because come when we get the child tax credit next month, I am just going to pay off all of our debt. So... Hey, Shy! I'm going to show y'all my first big girl budget. Are you ready? So I did cash envelope. English is hard. I did cash envelope. Now, this isn't... This isn't like the final weekly budget page. I literally threw this together in like 5 minutes. So there's that. And like I said, the line down at the bottom is messed up. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now. So, this is my big girl budget. See? So, I had to pay my mortgage. My electric bill was only so high because I didn't pay August because my husband had to be on COVID leave and then have surgery. So that is August and September's bill. It got paid. My pest control got paid. And then I haven't went grocery shopping. I doubt we'll spend this much, but I just wanted to be safe. I need to get a tracker for these because we did just spend $20 tonight on Little Caesars. And then I put gas in sinking fund because we don't always have to fill up every week. But I always want to make sure that every week I'm putting money aside. For gas, because you never know. And then I did birthdays, Christmas, and a miscellaneous. So down here it says $200 out of the bank, because all I'm actually going to take out of the bank for now is my allowance, birthday, Christmas, and miscellaneous. That's all I'm going to take out. And like I said, I didn't pay. We do have we have a credit card that has $300 on it that I didn't pay in August and I'm not paying in September. I know that's a big no-no, but I just couldn't swing it, so I'm not. And then we did have to use our care credit that's been paid off for our cat's vet bills the other day. And so altogether, it's like $650. We're just going to completely pay that off next month and be done with it. And then that leaves us $88 for rollover. I gave my husband $100 for his allowance this week because there's a couple of games for his computer that he wants to buy. Whatever. It is what it is. Oh, and then I did do a mock-up of next week, which is going to be a little tight, so there won't be any sinking funds next week, but it is what it is. Oh, he did finally get the rest of his short-term disability pay, so that's good. It's a 3-paycheck month for us, so tomorrow's paycheck for husband, tomorrow's kind of a bonus check as far as my budget goes, so I'm planning a fairly significant grocery shop tomorrow. Good, Jan. See, this month... Oh, wait. I need to look at the calendar, because I think this month is actually a free check month. So next week may not be as short as I think it is. No, I lied. We took the free week last week because he didn't get a short-term disability check. So yes, next week is still going to be tight. Oh, Kat, I still have to watch your video. I started watching it, and then other things happened, so yeah. If I do start doing budgeting videos, it won't be until January. This is just me starting to kind of get a feel for it, and decide what I like to do and what I don't like to do. My husband is going to stop getting paid on a pay card, and he is going to have his check direct deposited to the bank. So there's that. Yeah. So. The week after next won't be as tight because we, diverted August's car payment. And when you, at least the way it works with the bank we're financed through, when you divert a car payment, you pay a portion of it that month, and then the next month you pay the remainder. So we had to pay 186 of it last month, and so this month we only have to pay like 360 of it. So if y'all are more like roommates, why don't y'all just get a divorce and continue to live together as roommates? Because I was talking to my husband about this, and I told him I was going to wait till January to do it, but he said, no, just go ahead and start now. So I'm hoping that by starting this early and getting the grasp on things, hopefully by January, I will be able to actually start putting money back for, like, actual savings and not just sinking funds, like an emergency fund and things like that. You're right, Janice, you can't. You can't. Everybody in a relationship should be doing 100% of the work. There is no 50-50. There is no 75-25. It should be 100-100. Go ahead. Nikki, you can say whatever you want here. I'll private it if I have to. These comments go away once the video goes up as a video and not a live anymore. If not, Janice, I can get you two connected. one way or the other, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, texting, whatever. I can get you guys connected if you would like. I have only been in one abusive relationship that wasn't two-sided. Back in high school when me and my husband dated, I'm just going to be perfectly honest, and I'll probably put this on private. Oh. When me and my husband were together in high school before we split, we were both very verbally and emotionally and mentally abusive to each other. It wasn't one-sided. We were both going through our own mental health struggles. I'm not excusing it on his side or my side. I'm just saying it was both of us. It wasn't just one of us. And that's why I left, because I knew it was just a vicious cycle, and it wasn't going to end. And so I left because we couldn't work on ourselves while trying to help each other, and it wasn't healthy. And here we are. That was 10 years ago that I left him. Yeah. And in 10 days, we will have been married for 6 years. And though we don't have like a 100% healthy relationship, it is not an unhealthy relationship. So, there's that. Here's the thing. My husband thinks because he works and makes the money that I'm 100% dependent on him. But I could get a job or two tomorrow and be perfectly fine. I don't want to, but I could. But I stay at home because it's cheaper for me to stay at home. That's sad to say, but it is. I would have to pay more in childcare to work than I would make. That's why I was asking Janice if you and your daughter could afford an apartment together if y'all shared rent. What is going on with my... What is this? Oh well. Yes. Well, here's the thing, Janice. If she wants freedoms from you, she's going to have to take some of the responsibility from you. She's going to have to do her own laundry. She's going to have to cook some of the dinners. She's going to have to get a driver's license and take herself to and from work. If she wants freedom from you, she's going to have to quit being so dependent on you. I love you, Nikki. Feel free to reach out to me if you need to. I'm sorry that this conversation has made you feel even more anxious with everything else you've got going on right now. I mean it. I won't judge you. I won't judge him. Whatever you tell me will be in confidence. Yep. No, Janice, don't ever apologize for talking about your stuff here. That's what we're here for, Janice, and if a conversation goes on in here that makes somebody else feel comfortable or uncomfortable, they have no problem excusing themselves so that you can have your moment to talk about it. That's not the point, Janice. The point is you can't continue to let yourself be in the cycle. If it's almost like a hamster on a hamster wheel, and you have to get off the hamster wheel. Do y'all ever forget that y'all are friends with somebody on Facebook because you haven't seen them post anything in a while, and then all of a sudden you get a notification from Facebook, so-and-so updated their status for the first time in a while, and you're like, oh, I don't really care. Alright, stop yawning. I think I might be tired, y'all. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, Janice. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. This whole situation with Katie, and then only telling half-truths or bending the truth or omitting the truth, has got me frustrated from what I can tell from... I talked to the teacher for... Let me tell you. The teacher called me at 8:05, and I talked to her for almost 30 minutes. Mind you, she is off the clock. Parent-teacher conferences were supposed to be from 3 to 6 today and then start at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But because the school phones weren't working right, she decided when she got home to use her cell phone and call parents that were supposed to have their parent-teacher conferences today instead of tomorrow. So, I mean, she talked to me about how Katie was so smart and so kind and so funny, and how, they're like, I don't know how to put this without it sounding weird, because I can't remember exactly how the teacher phrased it. She phrased it way better than I'm about to. But how the more advanced... Bye, cat. The more advanced cats... The more advanced cats kids in the class get to be helpers. So whether that's taking stuff to the office, filing papers into everybody's cubby holes, whatever. So Katie is more advanced in her class, and so she is a peer tutor, is what the teacher was explaining to me. And she said she just loves watching Katie do this because Katie is so sweet and kind and patient with the other kids, and she really takes her time, and she's so motherly. And then she was talking about how she loves Katie, and how Katie is always the first one to want to help other kids and play with other kids who are playing alone at recess. Of course, there was one thing that the teacher said obviously she needs to work on, what kid doesn't, and that is math. I just think that she finds math boring because it takes too long, and she is a fast-paced kind of person. And that is why she prefers the language arts over the math, which I totally understand. I was a math over English type of person, but they were pretty close for me. And maybe she'll get there eventually, I don't know. So the teacher did say we need to work on her fact families, so basically her addition and subtraction. Because once she gets down the basic fact families, then once they start moving on to harder ones, once she knows those basic ones, right? And it's not like doing them on paper. Like, on paper she does great when she can take her time, but it's like memorizing them and kind of knowing them quickly and recalling them in her head. Like 1 plus 1 she knows, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, things like that. But if you give her like 3 plus 6, she's going to have to count it on her fingers. If you give her 7 minus 4, she's going to have to use her fingers. So it's just kind of getting her more comfortable and acclimated with the fact family, so she's a little bit more quicker at it, and then maybe she will enjoy it more, but on her sight words, she tested way above and beyond her second grade. Her fluency in reading is way above and beyond. What's the other one? Her, like, understanding the text is above, like, her reading is, so, a 3, is at or below average, and a 4 is above average. So, she's at a 4 for her reading, and she is at a 3 for her math, but she's at the higher end of the 3, so she is at average. So, she's doing good in school. That's all I can ask for. Now, if she would just slow down and actually do her work instead of rushing to do Chromebooks, we'd be doing alright. But that's been taken care of because I told the teacher, I asked the teacher, I said, is there anything we can do to limit the amount of time she gets on the Chromebook if she finishes her work? So that way, she's not as enticed to play on the Chromebook. And so the teacher said, yeah, I'll follow your lead on whatever you want to do with that. She said we can cut it out completely. We can go to once a week. Well, that's nice. Alright, so I decided to tell the teacher she can do it. She can use the Chromebooks on Fridays, but only if she's actually taking her time to get her work done and not rushing through it. And purposely. I say on purpose because she is rushing through it, so to me it is on purpose, purposely getting things wrong. Because I was also informed that if they're doing an assignment in class and they don't have the time to get it done, they have a specific folder they put that stuff in. Also, it's the same folder that, like, their makeup work goes in if they missed a day. And they have until the end of the 9 weeks when grades are due to get all of that done. So, yeah. They did test her for dyslexia twice because they have to test all of the kids twice. And I was for certain Katie was going to have it because she's still writing letters backwards. Good grief. 10 more hours? I got about 10 more minutes and my butt's heading to the bed. No thanks. Marlene. I had 4 cups of coffee and an energy drink today and I am still exhausted. What was I don't even know what I was saying now. No, it's not coming to me. Thank God, was she able to eat? So, is it like 3 months on day shift, 3 months on night shift, Marlene? Or how does that work? I mean, if you can't tell me or don't want to tell me, you don't have to. I'm just curious. Marlene doesn't drink coffee. Right, Marlene? You don't drink coffee? Or do you? Huh. Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get ready for bed because obviously I'm exhausted. 42 sleeps until Halloween. I had to count that up because Delson's obsessed with Halloween. And he wanted to have Halloween lunch today. And I said, okay, I'll make you a Halloween lunch. And he said, is it Halloween? I said, no. And he said, well, then I don't want Halloween lunch. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.